Perhaps we can have a senator from the village to pray. Senator Methu.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Let us pray. Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor and blessings as your servants whom we've been pleased to call to leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you've committed to our church. Amen.
Thank you, Senator Methu. We did not adopt the agenda at the beginning, so let's process that. Honorable members, could I get a proposer for the agenda?
Honorable Chair, I propose.
Thank you, Senator Methu.
Chair, second.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna. We'll quickly do introductions for the record, starting with members of the Senate. Again, Senator Methu, we start with you.
Mr. Chairman, sir, my colleagues, members of the committee, and Your Excellency, the Governor from Nairobi and the team from Nairobi County, my name is John Methu, a Senator of the Republic of Kenya from Nyandarua County.
Chair, Governor and your team, my name is Edwin Sifuna, Senator Nairobi, and a member of this committee.
Through the Chair, Kecherarge Kiprotich is my name, Senator of the Republic of Kenya from Nandi County and the Vice Chairperson of this committee. Thank you.
Chumadula from Isiolo.
Senator Nyonka, we are doing introductions.
Thank you, Chair. Governor, my name is My name is Senator Richard Onyonka, Senator of Kisii County, and I'm happy to see you here, sir. Thank you.
I think you deserve to be called Adani, and well done, and including other colleagues in this committee who have been very, very strident and outspoken on the matter. And it means that the voice of parliamentarians count.
Yes.
So these things we are doing, we don't do them in vain. Moses Otieno Kajwang, Senator from Homa Bay and the chair of this committee. Senator Sifuna, I thought you lead a huge delegation from Nairobi, or where are they?
Honorable Chair, I think you're addressing the question to the wrong party because unfortunately for the Senate, it's a very lonely office. I don't get to have too many people to hang out with.
You have Senator Nyamu, you have so many. You are the head of the Nairobi delegation.
I wish I was also the head of their lives, Honorable Chair. Most of the time I don't even know where they are, so I'm sorry that they are not here.
Okay, clerks.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Kibet Kevin, Committee Clerk. With your permission, kindly allow other members of the Secretariat to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. I'm Ivan Kendi, a regulator.
Good morning. My name is Oscar Louis, legal intern.
Good afternoon, Member and Chairs. I'm Jackson Nakesa, Legal Counsel.
Good morning, Chair. Osman Hira, Research.
Afternoon, Chair and members. William Zento with the answered.
Morning, Lydia Kagumba, Protocol Officer.
That's all from us, Chair. Thank you.
You're welcome. OAG.
Good morning, Chair. Honorable members, Your Excellency the Governor. My name is Mark Kashanja from the Office of Director General, Legislative Relations Office. With me is the team that audits Nairobi County. I'll ask them to introduce themselves.
Good afternoon. My name is Evelyn of Kauna, Office of the Auditor General, Director. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ruben Kamuruchi, Director of Audit, Office of the Auditor General.
Good afternoon. I'm Judith Olwatch from the Office of the Auditor General.
Today we don't have a Treasury, National Treasury.
I think I'll find out where they are, Chair. Thank you.
Yeah, because our conversations are very relevant and critical to the National Treasury. The delegation from Nairobi, Governor, please go on record.
Thank you, Chair, Senators, OAG. My name is Sakaja Arthur Johnson, Governor of Nairobi. Shall I introduce my team?
We can allow your team, each member, to introduce themselves, their name and their designation.
Start with Charles.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. OAG, my name is Charles Kerich, the CC for Finance and Economic Planning.
Afternoon, Chair, members, and OAG.
My name is Tiras Njoroge, Chief Officer for Revenue Administration, Narok East County.
Good afternoon, Chair, honorable members. My name is AJAABU. I'm the Chief Officer of Finance.
Good afternoon. My name is Paul Mwangi, Revenue Reporting.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. My name is John Toiti, Director Revenue Administration, Nairobi County, and Interim CEO of Nairobi County Revenue Authority.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. My name is Job Maura, Head of Press, Governor.
That's our team.
That's it for the Nairobi City County delegation?
Yes.
Fine, so we proceed to the next order, which is administration of oath. The clerk of the Senate will guide the governor.
Thank you, Chair. I, Sakaja Johnson, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this committee in respect of the matters before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Next, Governor, will be your tabling of your written responses.
Mr. Chairman, I hereby table the following documents before the committee: management responses and accompanying annexures on the report of the Auditor General on the receiver of revenue for the County Executive of Nairobi City County for the financial years 2021-2022 and 2022-2023.
Auditor General, could you confirm that you have received the responses?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we received the responses on 18th November 2024. Thank you.
On the
18th of November 2024.
Clerk of the Senate, can you confirm?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we received the documents on 18th of November 2024. However, the letter that went to Nairobi County Executive stated that we were supposed to receive the documents on 15th. So it was outside the set timelines.
Okay, Auditor General, if you received the responses on 18th, have you been able to review?
Okay, thank you, Chair. No, Chair, we've not been able to review. We did not have adequate time. Thank you.
Governor, what is the cause of that misalignment?
Chair, the 15th, if I'm not wrong, was a Friday. And it was out of time. They received it on the Monday. So either way, 16th and 17th was the weekend. It was after 5 p.m. That's why they received it on the next available business hour on Monday for my signature. But the documents had been ready.
Has there been any conversation or meeting between the OAG and your officers to go through this report?
I can have the
Auditor General
respond.
No, Chair, there hasn't been. Thank you.
Governor, because it's one thing to send the documents late, but also if there's some sense of duty, then one would pursue or set up a meeting with the Office of the Auditor General so that you look at the issues before you come before us. We have seen situations where there's been late filing, but effort has been made by the entity to bring the Auditor General up to speed. So that then mitigates the issue of timelines.
Chair, we discussed with the Office of the OAG concerning these issues, and also got guidance from them concerning the areas that we may have missed
leading to the report.
On which date was that meeting?
This was over 3 weeks ago, Chair.
No, but what the governor has come to present before the Senate, when it was sent to the Auditor General on the 18th, was there any follow-up meeting between you and the Office of the Auditor General?
Chair, we followed up. Unfortunately, the persons who are auditing Nairobi City County also had a meeting, for example, yesterday in Parliament, and so they told us that we could not be able to get that meeting. I think their tight schedule is what may have caused us not to be able to have that meeting.
Chief Officer, we might put you on oath because we are dealing with very, very important issues, so you cannot be mixing things and saying everything without addressing the issue. OAG, was there any meeting between you and Nairobi City County?
There was none, Chair. Thank you.
So, Governor, we have a report here. It was filed outside time, but even if you are to ignore that, we have a report where there's been no agreement between your officers and the Office of the Auditor General. What that means is that we are going to spend the next 3 hours fighting over the accuracy in text brought as evidence are extracts from the systems. So we would not tell whether it was from an Excel spreadsheet on someone's laptop or it was derived direct from the system. Unless OAG you have a means of establishing that.
No, Chair. We were to involve a system auditor to be able to verify the accuracy of the information.
Governor?
Chair, this submission is 1 day late.
No. Leave alone the lateness.
Yeah.
I think I am willing to put that aside.
Yeah. We're very happy, Chair, to go over the issues and then listen to whatever clarifications they would need over time. There's no problem. I think we've had a very good working relationship with the Office of the Auditor General. Of course, we understand the cycle we're in of audit as well and the load that they might have. But in terms of what could have been done between those 2 days, Chair, we are willing to follow the guidance of the committee because these are issues we've gone through with them, even on our financial audit. We're ready to tackle, and we'll be happy, even given our responses, to hear they can give their responses even later, because the essence of it, Chair, I believe, is to strengthen the systems, and so we're willing to be guided by the committee on how to go about it.
Let me hear from Vice Chair, then Senator Onyonka.
Governor, I thought what you're answering is not in order, because under the letter of management, some of these issues are raised by the Office of the Auditor General. This is despite that your people did not supply documents in time as per Section 62 of the Public Audit Act. So it means if your people, and I think, Chair, at some point the receiver of revenue must go on oath, if they had supplied documentation in time before, we would not be here where we are at the moment. We agree with you, you have given us a proper explanation on the timeline, which I agree it was on a weekend and outside the working hours. But on the issue of responses, these matters were raised under the letter of management that you normally get before the auditor closes its auditing cycling period. So I think, Chair, in as much as the auditor cannot have the IT person system to be system audit, I think there are other factors on the functionality of the revenue system that you should look at as we wait for the auditor to go through the auditing of the system in itself.
Thank you. Senator Onyonka.
Thank you, Chair. Governor, the confusion and problem I have is that the OAG has actually told us that this document, even when you presented it, number one, they haven't had time to look at it. That's number one. Number two, if you look at these pages, the spreadsheet and all the financials that are here, the OAG has also said they cannot verify whether those figures are correct or not. Why? Because there's a way on how they retrieve this information themselves using their own technical experts. So the question becomes, what then do we interrogate with this if we continue. My argument is it's going to be a challenge to me.
Chair, I forgot something, maybe so that I allow my colleagues to intervene. You know, the fact that there has been signed on this document, it has not been certified. So there is no ownership, because when you look at the understatement of more than 107 billion in terms of receiver of revenue under that financially under consideration, the authentication of this document is not there, so, or certified of the same by ownership of an individual of the document, because this is just a computer printout. So I agree that the IT should do proper auditing so that we can all to these responses based on the understatement of more than 107 billion in the revenue under that consideration of that year. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, members, since this is a substantive matter that we need to address before we proceed, let me get your comments and then we give appropriate directions.
Yeah, my only question to the governor is, Governor, why does your team have to leave everything very late? Because there's a period of time within which you are supposed to respond. If you wait until the very last minute, like a Friday at 5 p.m., you know, this is what we used to do in campus, submitting assignments at the very last possible time. It's a Kenyan problem, but
Chair, the documents were ready. I will not have my team take any blame, because it was my signature that was being awaited for, and I was away. That notwithstanding,
Order, Governor, just let the senators express themselves.
Chair, but now the technology is electronic signature.
I was not done.
Yeah, let's allow the senators first to make their submissions.
Yeah, so Governor, you see the risk that you run when you leave things late. We run into problems such as this because we are very eager to move at the pace of other counties. We are the only county that now is still dealing with 2022 issues. And yet in this committee, your colleagues in the Council of Governors, we are now looking at their 2023 documentation. So my only advice would be, don't leave things too late, because you will run into these problems that we are in now.
Thank you. Senator Methu?
Mine actually would be looking at the way forward, Honorable Chairman, because however much we argue on which date the documents came in, the Auditor General has the cover that I didn't receive the documents 7 days or in 7 days, so I've not been able to look at these documents. If we were to then progress and look at these two reports, I don't know how then the Auditor General will be able to help this committee, because he or she has not looked at these documents. So in every query that the Auditor General has raised, they have not seen the response, the management response from the county government. They have not seen the documents that have been adduced as evidence. So unless we will be verifying the documents ourselves without the help of the Auditor General, the Auditor General will not be able to help. And even if we attempt to do this, to look at this particular report of 2022 and 2023, we shall be stuck at some point, and you know it, Honorable Chairman, because the way we do it, we ask the Auditor General, have you been satisfied with the documents that have been provided? Because one, the documents are too bulky for the committee to look at one by one. So we only look at the matters that are outstanding. So in this case, then every matter will be seen to be outstanding, because the Auditor General cannot confirm the accuracy and validity of the documents that have been adduced as evidence. So I don't know, Chair, whether there is a way we would be able to look at this financial year or the response from the governor with the knowledge that the Auditor General has already acceded that he has not been able to ascertain and look at the documents. I don't think we can be able to proceed.
Thank you. Senator Dulo?
Chair, for the purpose of way forward, I think we have had this discussion earlier, and the auditors have raised the challenges they have faced as far as this document is concerned. And again, the governor has agreed also the delay on the report. So my way forward is, as we have agreed, maybe we should allow the auditors more time to audit the submissions done, and then we can actually look at the system as we have agreed earlier. Thank you.
Thank you. Governor, maybe, let's hear from you, Governor, before we take up.
Chair, I want to understand the presumption that if the Auditor General got the document 1 day earlier, would they have been ready? Because it's 1 day. it cannot be that everything has not been done and one day would be magic. And if that is the case, we'd be very willing and comfortable then to come after one day, because that is the only difference of time. You know, it's not like it's a week or 2 weeks, it's just one day. Between Friday 5 p.m. and Monday is one day.
Governor, let's not take that direction.
So I'm just asking, I want to understand whether even within the time that they've looked at it, there are some material things. You know, we need to be pragmatic. If there's something that
Governor, what I want to hear from you is your proposal on the way forward.
Okay, my proposal is this, Chairman, and I'm very happy that you're very experienced members on your left and right, including my good senator. We've provided 2022 and 2023 the responses, and there are also additional questions that were raised that are of here and now, issues that can sort out our city. We have additionally asks from the Senate, because even today, even right now as you're speaking, revenue is being collected, and we have targets, and we know how we can surpass it. On top of having hit, record highs this past financial year, I would suggest, Chair, humbly, that we can go over those issues that were not possibly, explicitly raised in the report, but in your supplementary questions. And then the written responses from what we've provided, we can be able to address once they have that extra day to look at it, Chair. That's, if we're to be pragmatic, that would be my proposal, Chair. Kindly.
Okay, thank you. Auditor General, you're on the ground right now.
Yes, Chair.
So you're carrying out the audit on the receiver revenue statement for 2023-2024.
Yes, Chair.
How far have you gone with that exercise?
We are almost concluding, so we exit on Tuesday.
You're doing the exit meeting on Tuesday.
Yes, please.
How are you addressing the prior year matters in this audit that is ongoing?
We have incorporated them in the current year. So we have the systems, the ones that require system verification. We have a system auditor who is still on the ground, supposed to verify the status.
Is it possible that the issues that were raised in these 2 prior years can also be consolidated in the audit and the reports that you are preparing right now?
Yes, Chair, possible.
Is that neat and procedural?
Yes, please.
So, since the Auditor General is in Nairobi City County right now, going through the report of the receiver of revenue, exiting on Tuesday, and you are required to present that report to Parliament by 31st of December, I think to avoid a protracted argument here on timelines and readiness, we would then direct that these responses that have been brought before us form part of the ongoing audit, so that the report that will be generated by the Auditor General for the financial year 2023-2024 will be sufficiently detailed to capture the issues that had been raised in prior years. I think that that allows us to be current. It allows us to deal with contemporary issues, but without losing track of issues of the past. Mark?
Yes, Chair. That's the position, because if you look at those 2 reports, they had adverse and disclaimer opinions, which means most of these issues had not been addressed and therefore will be factored in the current year audit going on. Thank you, Chair.
Senator Onyuka?
Chair, my only suggestion is that you don't forget to include in the analysis the issue of transition.
Yes, there are supplementary questions, which I think the supplementary questions we must deal with.
Okay.
Because they also capture issues of transition.
Much obliged.
Okay.
Chair, I think also to mark that you capture in your prior year the specifics, especially on this issue of revenue, so that it is not captured in one line the way you do in your reports, but be specific on this as you exit on Tuesday. Capture on prior year matters, specifically on this issue of revenue, since you are saying you are yet to have a view of auditing the revenue system of Nairobi City County. Thank you, Chair.
And indeed, we had previously directed or requested the Office of the Auditor General to do a system audit on revenue in Nairobi. And I know that because of resource limitations, the proposal was that could be done in the year-end audit. So we are expecting a very detailed report from the Office of the Auditor General or in terms of revenue. It will not just be a report with the usual bookkeeping issues, I think it needs to be a very detailed analysis of revenue systems. In fact, if there can be a separate systems report, because a systems audit is different from a financial statement audit, we are expecting that the Office of the Auditor General is going to bring to Parliament by 31st of December a financial statement audit report and a systems audit report. The request on systems audit was made almost 1 year ago. And I know that the Auditor General indicated that there were some constraints in terms of resources. This time we expect to get that report.
Chair, maybe a way out so that, because we don't have a view of the system audit. One is the inquiry into the matter, possibly through special audit or forensic audit, because looking at the years, the years of disclaimer and adverse and understatement of 107 billion, it would be better to do it through an inquiry. And maybe through our clerk, I don't know whether members of County Assembly, through the chair of Nairobi City County Assembly, were invited. I'm reliably informed that they did an inquiry into this matter, but that report has never gotten to the County Assembly. I know it was a very interesting.
Those issues, if resolved, to show up in the 23-24 report. And so I would, because it would reduce the chances of a good audit opinion, which I'm very confident, just based on what, and if you ask them, they'll tell you. In fact, in this opening of the audit, the Deputy Director will tell you, of all the counties, I am the one governor who sat through the entire meeting with every CEC and Chief Officer. We were at Nairobi Safari Club, went through the entire process, and have been taking step by step. And so I would not want the current report, the issues can be dealt with, but they should not contribute to the opinion of this current, which they're actually finishing. Because I believe those should be resolved. That is the clarification I require.
Point of order. With great respect, Governor, I don't think you can set your own marking scheme.
No, and then it's not a marking scheme. I'm saying
just allow the.
If you do KCSE,
just allow
two results and from two results.
Just allow the Auditor General to undertake the process in accordance with the law and the Constitution.
Exactly. That is what I want.
And do not exert undue pressure for a certain result.
Yes.
Just to clarify, I would never do that.
Yeah, we must protect the Auditor General.
The KCSE results should not be the average of Form 2 and 3.
Through you, Chairman, Governor, Excellency Governor,
that's the new
you are already telling yourself how your audit is excellent, and the Deputy Director, gosh.
No, Senator.
Boss, you know, these are the things you talk about, and we are like, hey,
Senator Nyonka,
what does my Excellency Governor think who we are?
You're taking words out of my mouth. What I have said, and I am repeating a concern raised by the Auditor General himself.
The auditor hasn't pronounced themselves. Let them pronounce themselves.
No, they have said the first two that you want to consolidate were disclaimer, and the second one was adverse.
Yes.
I'm sure the record will bear me out. That is what Mark has said, isn't it? Maybe
we still don't know the opinion of the Auditor General in the current year. So
yes, but his concern he has raised.
Let us not anticipate. Let us not anticipate debate. Let's allow the Auditor General to do their job. Because you see, if you don't fix the issues of 2 years ago, then there's no way you'll be okay today. If you don't fix the numbers,
I think you don't
2 years ago.
I don't think you've got enough.
No, I've heard you. I understand you.
And what Mark said
that you would wish to link the two. Unfortunately, there is prior year issues which account for the opinion of the auditor in the current year. So what you need to do, if what you have brought to the Senate was in answer to the issues that were raised by the Auditor General, then just sit with the Auditor General, satisfy the Auditor General that those gaps have been closed, and if those gaps have not been closed, then just allow the Auditor General to report to the Senate on their findings.
Chair, I don't want to determine the outcome. Maybe if you allow him to expound on the point he said, because I feel that has not been taken into account. He raised a very significant point. Chair, not even if you don't take what I've said, just hear what the Auditor General himself has pronounced on.
Mark, why is the governor coaching you on what to say?
Why is he defending you?
He already said it. It's not me.
Mark?
Chair, if I may, the point I was raising was that in the previous years, we had a disclaimer of opinion, which means a disclaimer basically means the auditor could not form an opinion because there was no sufficient evidence to support an opinion. And then we had an adverse, which means there were matters of material, issues that were material to the sake that the client and the auditor could not agree, therefore an adverse opinion was issued. So Chair, what we are saying is that these issues of course must be examined in the year under review, and if the auditor finds that these matters have been addressed, then of course that will be the report that the matters have now been addressed, and if they are not, then they will still be in the audit report that will be coming. So Chair,
then I think we are all speaking the same language.
Language, different accents.
Yeah, we're all speaking the same language, so I think we are in agreement. So, but there are the supplementary questions which I believe we need to go through to understand the systems environment at Nairobi City County. So I think even for purposes of the media, we are saying that we now want to deal with a comprehensive, current and up-to-date report on revenue systems and revenue collection in Nairobi City County. And because the audit is currently ongoing, the Auditor General is on the ground. The Auditor General will be exiting on Tuesday. We are directing that the Auditor General considers and consolidates the issues before us in that report so that by 31st of December, the Senate will be dealing with current contemporary issues and current successes in Nairobi City County. I think that would be fairer to the people of Nairobi rather than spending a lot of time to discuss 2021, 2022, and yet, even as we speak, Nairobians are paying for parking, Nairobians are paying for business permits. I think we'll be much more interested in how that money is being accounted for now and how it is being reported. So we could then, unless there's a preliminary observation, Kerich, your mic is on, you want to say something?
No, sorry, Chair.
Yeah, because we have sometimes when CECs want the mic, we give them. In the case of Machakos, the county attorney took the mic and said very bad things about the guy.
There is a small message that I have for you this morning from the people of Kamkunji. I was in Kitui village, Honorable Chair, in the morning. We had a fire incident there on Wednesday, and we lost